Hey gardeners! Today it has been raining on and off all day and it's just wet and muddy and gross out there, so not a lot can be done out in the garden today. But I thought I would take this opportunity to show you what you can do on a rainy day to still be productive. So today I am going to show you how to prepare and freeze vegetables. Now this method applies to more than just squash and zucchini. That just happens to be what I have an abundance of, but here's the process. I hope it's helpful and enjoy. The things you're gonna need today are a large bowl for ice water, a large pot for boiling, a couple tablespoons of salt, and your vegetables. So you start off by washing all of your produce really well, all of the dried petals and the mud or dirt that might be on it, just get it really washed off. Now that everything is cut up, I am ready to get started. First, I'm gonna take the food scraps and toss them in the compost. Next, you put your large pot of water on the stovetop and bring it to a boil. Next, you fill up a bowl with ice water. Once it's boiling, take a couple tablespoons of salt and add it in. For thicker cuts, you need to make sure that you blanch them for 5 to 6 minutes. So I cut my zucchini pretty thick. These definitely need to go for 5 to 6 minutes, but something like the patty pan squash, I cut a little bit smaller, so these only need to be thrown in the boiling water for about 3 minutes. All right. So you basically get the pot area full of zucchini. You don't want to overfill it, but once you put it in, you'll notice that the boil stops. You don't start your time yet. You wait until the water returns to a full rolling boil to start your timer. Now it is back to a rolling boil and we're gonna start the timer. So they've been in the boiling water for 5 minutes now, and I'm going to go on and transfer them into the ice water. The reason that you put them in ice water afterwards is to immediately stop the cooking. You don't want them to overcook and become soft. Everything? All right. Now I'm moving on to the next batch. Since I don't want my zucchini to freeze all together in like a big chunk in the bag, I am going to first lay them all out on a baking sheet on parchment paper and stick them in the freezer so they can freeze apart, and then I will transfer them into the freezer bag. So you kind of just lay them all out. Oh, why am I holding the spoon like that? That was really weird. So I'm just going to get them all laid out to where they're not touching each other, but they are close enough together to where I have room to put the next batch of zucchini on here. So I've got them all laid out in the freezer. Guys, I forgot a really important step of this process. And that is to give your dog a spoonful of peanut butter. All done. So by following this process and blanching your vegetables before you freeze them, you're helping to stop the enzyme action, which will keep your produce fresher. It will keep it more vibrant. It will have a better taste and texture, and it will retain its nutrients better. So I highly, highly recommend doing this before freezing your produce. Everything has been transferred into the freezer bags, and it can be stored in here for 3 to 6 months now. There you have it. Now you know how to prepare, blanch, and freeze your vegetables. Have a great day and happy gardening. I'll see you on the next video.